What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back in another video on the channel, and today I'd like to introduce you to my first L of 2021 as far as a content creator goes. This was supposed to be the new Popeyes fish sandwich. Now, technically speaking, it's supposed to come out on the 11th. When you're seeing this, it'll be the 11th, but it's the 10th right now. So when I got wind of it, I checked the app. I always use the app to order. I went to order the fish sandwich. They had a whole bunch of other stuff like deals, which I love on apps like this. You'll see when I go through it, but I put the order through, had the fish sandwich in there, get all the way to the drive-thru, wait for about 15 to 20 minutes because the drive-thru was crazy packed. And when I got all the way up there to claim my mobile order, they said, oh, by the way, we don't have the fish sandwich. So they gave me a chicken sandwich. So we're just gonna do a Popeyes mukbang. I did get the Cajun shrimp, the new Cajun shrimp, so I'll be able to try those. I went there really for the fish sandwich, but I'm gonna have to just try again. Probably over the weekend or tomorrow. We'll see. We move. It is what it is. But if you're digging the content and how I take my L's and still take it on the chin and keep moving, go ahead and like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that cringy YouTube stuff. I'm a little dejected. But, you know, Popeyes is still a W, and I do get to try these. So without further ado, let's get into this. I don't even know where to start. Oh, before I even start talking, as I haven't been talking the whole time, spicy chicken. This is a 5-piece, by the way. If you use the app, I always tell people to use the app. They have a deal right now for a 2-can-dine meal, which this is just a part of my meal, but it's $5 for a 5-piece and 2 biscuits. That's a W. Anyway, I believe this is a thigh. I'm hungry. I'm just gonna wallow in my own self-pity and delicious fried chicken. Is that a problem with y'all? I want y'all to not see how ugly I am. On a better note, this is the first time that I've been to Popeyes. I believe this is my 4th Popeyes related video. It might be my 5th. They have not remembered my sauce once. And this time, they remember my sauce. So I got the blackened ranch and the Mardi Gras honey mustard. That's a W. And because they never remember my sauce, this is actually the first time I'm trying the blackened ranch. No cap. Remember, I haven't really been a fast food eater, especially places like Popeyes, for years. So I never got to try it. And everybody always says, yeah, you gotta try this, make sure you try this, try this. I always got the blackened ranch, people said you gotta try it, so that's what I'm gonna do today. We're gonna dive right into this blackened ranch. First time. Can y'all believe that? Oh, I can get down with that. I like it a lot. What do you guys do? Let me ask you this, as I kind of wallow in my own self-pity again. When you deal with things like customer service-wise, and they tell you something that, you know, you might not be the happiest person in the world to hear. This blackened ranch, all right. For example, when I got to the drive-thru, there's probably about 5 cars in front of me. Well, not a big deal for me. What am I doing? Let me try this too. All right, let's try the Cajun shrimp. I don't even know why I'm here. Let me see if this is already much better than when I did. What the heck was the one? The last shrimp review, there was no shrimp in the shrimp. And that's shrimpy. But what I do notice is, with the other shrimp, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. You get like 50 pieces of it. You get 2 in this, but that's a good piece of shrimp. I mean, I'm not really a complainer. You know, I understand that the price point will be much higher if they gave you this shrimp right here. But can I at least get the option? Like, if I want to pay like $20 for like, you know, 15 shrimp, can I do that? Like, just let me do it. At least make it an option. At least that's how I feel. But not really much to complain about. I mean, I guess you could order a bunch of those. Also, the chicken tender meal was pretty cheap too. This whole order was about like $17, which is really good. You know, they gave me the chicken sandwich for free. Well, like I was saying, and some beignets. And I did the review on these. If you didn't see that, check my reviews title. Or tell me in the comments to link it, because I always forget. But like I was saying, man, whenever I deal with something like that, like when the guy looked at me like, and I could tell, because you know, I'm here to pick up, and I get to the drive-thru window, and the dude's like, looking at me like I know this dude about to throw something at me. You know, he looked at me, and he's like, listen, I'm really sorry, but we don't have any fish sandwiches. What do you guys do in that situation? Are you the type of person that like gets mad and starts yelling at the employee? Because I'm not. It's not really his fault. You know what I mean? I'm not the person that like tries to get mad at the messenger. You know, like the people on the phone when you're dealing with like the doctor's office or customer service. What do you do? Because this honey mustard is actually fire. My first reaction, always the same. This is my exact reaction. He was like, I'm sorry, there's no more fish sandwiches, so like, what do you want to do here? Kind of that's how he said. Exact reaction. He said it to me, I looked for my car, so I'm looking to my left, and I'm like, what are my options? That's my reaction. Like, it's almost like I'm trying to gather myself before I say something stupid because it's not his fault, but at the same time, like, I'm kind of like annoyed. You know, I'll take chicken tender. All right. I'm not gonna lie, the black and ranch is fire, but I really like that honey mustard. I know some people like will yell and be like, you know, that's BS, or I don't know. I was an angry youth, man. Who dares me? Yeah, you check it. Check it though. We remembered the honey this time. They never remember my honey. I don't care what anybody says. Popeyes biscuits with honey are a W, but what we gonna do, because I'm fat. All right, I just had a really good workout. I was really looking forward to trying this fish sandwich, getting a review out for y'all. It just wasn't meant to be, man. It wasn't in the cards. So I'm gonna make myself a chicken and biscuit sandwich. If this biscuit ain't gonna crumble to death first. Yeah, there we go. Alright. What are we saying? WL. I already took the L, so don't even say no. I like the chicken though. I'll be dejected, man. Y'all don't know. This happened, never like me getting there. It's happened where they said they've out of stuff when I saw it on the app, I'm like, oh, W, I'm just gonna get it. I didn't think there'd be a hiccup. You know? So, my dejection is much higher. You do feel better once you start eating though, because Popeyes is, hey. I used to have a friend though. I couldn't take him anywhere to eat. I shouldn't say used to have a friend. We just like, you know, you get older, you stop seeing people that you grew up with. I've never been anywhere with this dude. We go to diners, we go to the bars. He always had a complaint. I don't know if y'all have friends like that. This biscuit is going everywhere but in my mouth. I'm not joking, there's half a biscuit on the floor right now. No, it is. I got the it's closing batch because right now it's like, it's almost 10 o'clock. And the Popeyes for me closes at like, I think like 10. So I got to the drive-thru at like 9 maybe. I can't believe I didn't get that fish sandwich, bro. It is what it is. But yeah, I had this one friend, but we couldn't take him anywhere. We go to the bar. I'll never forget this. This was probably the most embarrassing one. Because I was like on a date, kind of. It wasn't a date. But there was like a girl I was kind of talking to at the time. So she was with me. And it had got to the point where, you know, not every relationship or like the start thereof, at least for me, there's like levels. And at first it's kind of just me and you. Like, you know, we talk and we vibe, see what's what. Let me just get to the Cadillac. Y'all know the Popeyes chicken sandwich by now. Here's just the GOAT chicken sandwich. Or second GOAT. I know some people say Chick-fil-A. Some people might have another one. Again, I always like to know what y'all's are when it comes to your favorites. So let me know, let your boy know in the comments. I'm gonna try some of this black and red. I should have did the honey mustard too. Why not do both? Let's do both. Again, I'm fat. So yeah, there you go. Black and ranch, honey mustard. What was I saying? So there's levels, like I said, when it comes to, for me, once I get to know you enough, we might go out maybe once or twice, and we vibe enough. Now comes the level where I introduce you. This is like level 2 for me. Is I introduce you to my friends. You know, see what they say on it. Or vice versa. See what they have to say about my friends. You know, because you kind of have to know if your friends and this person that you, alright, I kind of like this person, can coexist. And I'm not going to say no names, because a lot of my friends do watch my videos now. But this wasn't recent, it was a while ago. Anyway, they're like, yeah, we're going to bring, he coming. Oh, man, no, it's about to go. We get to the bar, and we order like a round of adult beverages, and he orders a Tito's, which, if you don't know, a specific brand of vodka. So he orders a Tito's and Club Soda, which is the same thing that I ordered. He takes one sip when it comes, because we're like not at the bar, we're like in a booth. So you have like a waitress come and bring it to us. So this man, as soon as he takes one sip, he goes, "This is not Tito's." And every single one of us, except for her, was like we like, you know that here we go, like, you know what's about to happen, like, oh, here we go. She's like, I watched him fill it up myself, so I can assure you that it's Tito's. He's like, I know what Tito's tastes like. This isn't Tito's. Now I'm drinking my Tito's and Club because it's Tito's. This isn't Tito's and Club. She's like, sir, I don't really know what you want me to do. He's like, take it back and bring me Tito's. 15 minutes of doing that. So I guess this waitress, like, bless her heart, I gave her a big tip because of this, because I was so embarrassed. I didn't take him nowhere after that. She comes back with another, or a replacement, Tito's and Club. He takes one sip and says, "Do you have a manager that I can talk to? Because this isn't Tito's." I swear. Manager comes out. "Sir, what seems to be the problem? I asked for Tito's and Club. She's not bringing me Tito's and Club. Sir, I can guarantee you, I've been behind the bar myself. I've watched them pour your drink because she brought it to my attention the second time you said something. I can assure you that this is Tito's." He tried to make the manager bring him a bottle. Bring him the bottle. That's how, like, much of a headache. You ever have a friend like that, man? Such a headache. I'm like, one time we went to the diner. He complained about the temperature. Not of the food. Of the building. Excuse me, ma'am. Is there a way that we can get the heat turned on in here? Yo. I don't know if y'all got friends. I have one friend like that. Like, Put a jacket on then, bro. It's not even hot in here. Not cold or anything. I just feel like they have to complain about something. And I'm like the exact opposite. Like I said, I'm not the happiest person in the world that there's no fish sandwich. Chicken sandwich is banging, by the way. It just makes me feel kind of better. By the way, the shrimp, I said this before, but it is pretty good. I'm gonna try it. I don't have any cocktail sauce. Let's do it with the blackened ranch then. Why not? I love the breading on it. The breading is similar to like almost when you get fried catfish. You know, that similar kind of fish fry. I don't know if you can kind of get a close up on that. But that's what the breading reminds me of. And I haven't had fried catfish kind of in a nice little minute. So, that's a W. These tenders are a W. But yeah, I don't complain. I said this, I probably said this before because I say it all the time. And this is really from my pops. He told me this at a young age. But I've always said it, like, you don't mess with people to mess with your food. Like, you finna get some sneeze food or food that's been dropped on the floor, you know, on purpose. I've never had to work in the food service industry. But I can imagine how much stuff people... I obviously have been friends with people who have waited tables or waitresses, and they got horror stories to tell you. A lot of times, you know. So I try not to give people a hard time. Like, it's not his fault they ran out of fish. I don't think he was like, I'm finna just get rid of all the fish in here. You know? But at that point, I had already ordered the food. I paid for it already through the app. They just switched the fish sandwich for a chicken sandwich. So it came out actually less because I didn't pay for the chicken sandwich. But at that point, I had wanted Popeyes so much because, like, you'd be smelling it and you in a line with all the food and you'd be smelling all. I'm like, man, this all good. You know, the Popeyes isn't that far from me. I'll be able to go there another time. Try to give people a hard time. I say that all the time. I said that yesterday. Somebody else did comment about that. Because I was trying to talk about how people are on the internet. And funny enough, you know, I had a client come in kind of like in an annoyed mood because someone that they knew, that they considered they were cool with, kind of like came at them on the internet over like some posts, like, you know, they were happy because they've been making progress. Obviously, that doesn't sound like a flex. They've been making progress with their workouts with me, and you know, so they've been posting workout videos, and they had a couple of pictures, you know, like progress pictures. So they had someone that was like kind of like into fitness too, the same way, and every time that they would post something, the other person would either critique their form, which I'm the one filming it. The form was fine. They were saying something about you have to squat. I don't know if people know the term, but like butt to grass. I'm not gonna say the other words. I don't want to get demonetized. When it comes to squatting, like, some people think that you have to squat like full range of motion, butt to the floor, which is not true. There are many different variations, and you don't have to squat that way. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna get into the why, but with the honey, bro? Nah. Am I the only person that when I like something, I say no? People point out, I never noticed it. And you become self-conscious. Like, that's the online's crazy stuff about it. When I like something, a lot of times I'm like, nah. Or I'm like, nah. Like, I don't know why I do that. But I am what I am. But yeah, they were just critiquing the form or being like, you know, that's really not that great of progress for like a few months. Things like that. Just miserable stuff. So it came in today. You know, I had another client with me at that point. You know, my clients, for the most part, like, when they come like one after the other, they start to like get cool, and they know it's kind of a normal thing. When you have like a studio, you're not in a gym setting, you're in like a private setting, so you see the same people coming in and out. So they're cool, they talk. So she came in, was like venting while my other client was still working out. But they were like sitting in my office yelling out, because it's funny, like obviously with the restrictions we can't have people next to each other, so they're in my office, which is adjoining to the studio itself, the workout, and they're yelling about it, and they're kind of having it back and forth, and she's telling her, you know, I thought this person was my friend. Yeah. I said yeah that time. Huh? By the way, I don't know who orders mild wings or chicken. I'm not sure why. It's just, I don't even look at it. They're like mild to spicy, and I just look at them like, what? Ain't even such thing as mild. But it was funny and ironic because I was just talking about it last night. And you could see, even though the conversation that she was talking about happened the day before, it really bothered her. Because she's not used to that. And first of all, she looks great. You know, from like training to client perspective, she's done phenomenal. Tons of progress. Strength numbers up across the board. Body fat down. You know, starting to see definition. She's proud of herself, as she should be. She's worked hard for it. Like, and here comes this miserable ass person to come rain on her parade, you know? That's into fitness. That is in shape. That you feel the need to, like, body shame somebody else? It's just crazy. So when she's saying stuff, I tried to explain to her, I'm like, listen, odds are this person is really like this. They saw you happy and they don't want you to be happy, because that's how I feel when people do that. And odds are she's probably going through some stuff herself, and she's really not happy even with that, whatever. Which turned out to be true, because then she told me the story. She's like, basically, that she's like unhappy in her private relationship kind of stuff. And that's what happened. She wasn't happy to have one of those days. She saw progress picture, you know, here's my squat, like, look what I'm doing. This is the weight I'm doing, this is great. First of all, her form is impeccable, so for her to critique it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But people are such like crabs in a bucket. They're always trying to bring you down, bro. Like let her be happy. And I just don't, I say this every time. I asked her, I was like, would you do that? Have you ever tried to say something to get somebody that you know would upset them, where you know, because just like everybody else, and give me 2 drumsticks. All right. I got, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I got 5. I thought I got an extra piece. I was like, okay, W. But after I said, you see stuff you like every day, right? You know, on the internet, because I do. Do you feel compelled to say something to this person? Nah. Why not? Because what point does it make? Exactly. And it's just a shame that people are so tough on the internet, bro. Like, the irony of just talking about this topic and walking in to the same thing the next day. It's just like, I don't know. My childhood was in the 90s, right? I'm old. Old. I heard if you were born before 1999, you're considered old now. So, I'm old. It is what, that's cool with me. But in the 90s, yeah, I might even eat my red beans and rice. You couldn't hide behind no phone in the 90s. You couldn't hide behind a cell phone because they wasn't popping yet, you know? People didn't talk unless they was actually tough or they was finna get beat up. I miss them days. I'm not one of them old people, because I'm old. Again, born after 1999 means I'm old. Cool. I'm a millennial. I am not a Gen Zer or whatever. But I miss those days where, like, I don't even have another way to say it, but only tough people talked. Like, or else you just minded your business. Like, the internet just, it became, like, Dave Chappelle, I don't know if y'all watched the Chappelle show, but it was probably, like, one of my favorite shows ever. They need to pay that man, too. You know, they ain't paying him right. But, anyway, red beans and rice. Cold red beans and rice. I'm still finna eat it. He had a skit that was called, What If the Internet Were Like the Real World? And it was stuff like this, where people would, you know, be talking bold, or, you know, somebody like spam in real life, where they're like, hey, want to be my girlfriend? Hey, what? Because you see, even on my page, there's a lot of spam, like, bot women profiles that are like, hey, I need a boyfriend. And I always want to reply to them and be like, what? But I don't say that. Because It don't serve no point. Just know I see him and I've thought about it. Anyway, growing up, first of all, if you had beef with somebody, you called them on a phone, bro. You had to call them. Wasn't no text message. Wasn't no. This is for real. I've been a part of stuff like this. You have somebody call you up the night before. Yo, I don't like you, bro. So what's up? I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Then they fight. Like, but it ended in an actual. Now you have so many tough people behind the phone because they know they can't get anything. And I'm not saying like violence should happen to them, but you know, you couldn't do the things that you do now. People didn't talk as much crap, or else they said it behind your back. But now people feel like there's that phone buffer that they can just like pop off to somebody. Now, I grew up in a different time. Like, if somebody, look, I'll put it this way. Right, in the 90s, I mean, I was in, you know, middle school. Was I in middle school in the 90s? No. I was in elementary school. What am I talking about? But if you heard through the grapevine, this is real. Like, this is real. Because really, even in the 2000s, because cell phones really wasn't like internet smartphone popping until like where everybody had them. Like 2009, 2010 was when everybody started to get, you know, social media was big. Like Facebook back then was a desktop app. Like you went on a computer to use Facebook. You didn't Facebook people from your phone. That wasn't until like 2010 where that really, once Facebook spread past colleges to high schools, you know, MySpace kind of like dropped down and Twitter got big. That's when it became the smartphone era, where like the trolling started. You couldn't really troll people back then. There weren't trolling. There weren't ads on Facebook, you know? So, back in those days, to my original point, you know I like to get off topic. If you heard from somebody, yo, so-and-so don't like you, you better believe the next time you saw it was on site. Y'all was fighting, whether you liked it or not. I already knew. This is a real talk. Like, I have been in, obviously, like, I'm, you know, been in fights and whatever, but if I was walking in the hallway and one of my friends was like, hey, yo, I tell you, bro, this dude, some whoop-de-whoop, he you know, he said, I don't like you. I knew the next time I saw him, I better have my, like, ready to fight, because it was going to happen. They were going to get my face, and I'm not letting anybody get my, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, you had these people talking about, I want to fight, but they're, like, in Canada, and you're, like, you're in, like Brazil. You know? I truthfully, because I've been talking about this all day, so it's been on my mind. I just want to know what these trolls be thinking when you start talking tough guy stuff on it. Like, the stuff I see, like, on TikTok, and all these people throwing up gang signs, and, yo, what? Look, if that's the life you live, for real, I'm not here to judge you. I never lived that life. Have I been around it? Yeah, like, of course. You know, you grow up in places where people are involved, but you'll never see me throwing up no, nah. First of all, if you did that where I came from, you was getting beat up on site. Somebody gonna get you. First of all. So, when I see, this is okay, another example. When I was in high school especially, you know, I lived in the suburbs, but my suburbs are surrounded by the it's weird. Like, where I live, growing up, if you walked a mile to the left, you weren't that far from the projects. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there was a river, and once you crossed that river, you was in the hood. Like, that's the way it was. So, what happened is my town, which when I was younger, was a big-time suburb. Every year, more people came from across the river. I came from across the river. So there was activity. You know what I'm saying? And so on. Right around the time of this activity, which got more popular, there was a lot of dancing that was like, okay, don't know if people still do it, but y'all know the Crip Walk, right? Like, the Crip Walk was invented not to just be a dance. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I still got it. So this dude at a party started Crip walking. First of all, every party I had from probably like the 8th to the 12th grade never finished because there was always a fight that it got broken up. And you knew it was about to happen. You would just hear something. There was like 3 or 4 catchphrases. And where I live, if you hear, and it has to be said in this manner, I'm trying not to get too like East Coast on you right now. But I'm serious. If you hear this, oh, alright, let's fight. Something's happening. Just understand, look around to your right and your left. Somebody's getting swung on. You better hope it's not you, because you're about to get snuck if it is. If you hear, oh, alright, it has to be said like that. Fight. Just the way it was. Like, every single, oh, I got another shrimp. Party ended in a fight. Oh, alright, nah, it's over. And you'd be mad outside because you was in there, you know, I was like, the one who was always trying to talk to some girls or something, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, Cameron, you gotta, like, what we finna do? Yeah, man. But at the same one party, this dude started Crip walking. He didn't realize that there was a bunch of people in there who didn't really like that, if you catch what I'm saying. It didn't end well for him. So when I see this stuff like that, like on TikTok, like there's a lot of people doing like Crip and blood signs and all this stuff, like, you know, like, I don't want to get into the, like, because I'm not here to like promote that kind of stuff, but there's things that you do with your hands that can show your affiliation, for lack of better words, and who you are and what you know. So I'm seeing all these videos and I'm like, yo, there ain't no way all these people are like affiliated like that. It's crazy to me. Like, I guess I just grew up in a different era, because if you did that, like, I don't care if you went to a high school that had a red mascot. If you wore a red bandana, you just wasn't wearing a red bandana or a blue one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now when I look on sometimes, because I'm just like everybody else. Like, I go on the internet, I look at stuff. I'll be looking in the comments, and then there's just so many people like, if everybody in the comments is rich, they got like 15 girlfriends or boyfriends. They're gang affiliated. You know, like, hey, don't be throwing up my, like, I'm not saying some of them aren't, but, you know, not everybody. Some people are not, they're like false claiming, and that, like, you will really get, I thought you, damn, it's a 5-piece? Bro, where's my oh man, I'm done. No mames. Like, false claiming was, for real, another story. It's real. I don't know if you know like the Black, like, Nation of Islam, like no, there's another one called the 5%ers. They're not a gang at all. So I'm not saying this like in that same thing, but at the same time, they don't like people appropriating stuff that they do. So there was a dude who was claiming to be a 5%er. It's not popular. This was the 90s. I was a kid. But I don't forget a lot of stuff. You know. I can tell you the time I saw my first drive-by. I was real young. I wish I was making this up. But, anyway. Dude claiming to be 5%. I guess somebody got wind of it. Because that's how it goes. Like, people are like, hey, yo, there's somebody from over here that's supposed to be, like, with y'all. And they're like, who? No, I don't know him. That's how it always happens. You know, this is pre-internet days. Because now people don't do that. But back then, that's what they did. Big old booby. We gonna dip this. I don't really like breast. I might not eat this, to be honest. I got to, though. I don't waste food. But, dude comes, he's sitting on the stairs. Like the projects. You know. There's always like a commons area. I'm saying this like it's a college. But there's always like an area where everything kind of converges, where people kind of chill at. And my babysitter, I'm not joking, my babysitter, who actually babysitted my dad, too, because we both grew up in the same building, No, I'm glad we broke that cycle. That's a whole nother story. So she was an older woman, but she was, you know, ain't nobody mess with her. Like, I was put it like that. And dude standing outside, his 5%er comes up. He's like, now I can't tell you the exact words. I think he said something like manifest, which I think meant like tell me who you are, because the dude started talking, right? He said like, I don't know all that stuff, and I don't pretend to know it. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do. But he was supposed to like tell him whatever it was, and the dude I guess sniffed it out, and all he said was nah, and he punched him in his face. Like one hitter quitter type stuff. And all this started just because he was telling people he was down with whatever, you know. The man walked from across town, confronted him, figured it out, and when he wasn't, he got a tooth knocked out. As a kid, I've seen this. Now, I'm not saying everybody, no, I can't tell you what to do, but I'll tell you this. If you're really out there doing stuff, it's your prerogative. I would suggest you get off the internet, though. Because if you think the authorities aren't watching you, they are. And they'll use it against you if you do something stupid. It's public information. Just telling you, you know. One of the craziest things, I'm still on this TikTok, because I'm still, you know, I've only been on TikTok for like a month. The craziest thing I've seen on TikTok for real is the fact that there are people in prison making TikToks. They got phones in their cell and they're making TikToks. Which, hey, all I see in the comments is like how there's a whole, because I'm getting like accustomed to all this TikTok stuff. So I guess TikTok is broken up into sections. You know, there's like a food TikTok, and you know, I say I'm on Jamaican TikTok. Somehow I ended up on there. They must know I'm Jamaican. I don't know. I just missed the whole thing. You know, black TikTok. Obviously, I've been there since I started. Stuff like that. There's a whole section called prison TikTok. And I'm gonna give you this. And I always knew this. You know, I learned a lot of stuff from like family members and stuff when they might have did like, you know, served time or whatever. So, like, you learn how to cook weird stuff, or, you know, something got real popular on there, which I couldn't believe, because I've known how to do that since I was a kid. They were making grilled cheese sandwiches with an iron. And there were people that weren't from that TikTok that were like, we got a brand new, they tried to make it like trendy. You know what I'm saying? They were like, we got a brand new way to cook. This is brilliant. And I'm like, I remember seeing this and being like, bro, that's prison grilled cheese, bro. They've been making that for years. Like, that's not new. You know? I see people making like cheesy ramen and stuff. What the heck do you think they've been making? When I tell you the stuff they make with ramen, chips, my uncle used to make a cheesecake. I swear to God, from stuff from the dollar store. He would get like the like Oreos, but like the, you know, the dollar store version, and like crunch them up. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. Like, he was really good with stuff like that. So he would take like the Oreos, he'd take the cream out, and he would crunch them up, the cookies, so it made like a crust, and then he would bind it with the cream, and then he would make like the cheesecake using like, I'm telling you, or like, forget honey buns, you can make a whole platter with a honey bun. Another one you should do, you take a honey bun, you put peanut butter on it. And you can put whatever on it. Like, sometimes you put like a Snickers bar, but you have to cut it like into little slivers. Or like a Kit Kat, you cut it into little slivers. And then you put it like in the microwave for like 10 seconds, 11 seconds. It's a whole meal, but I'm telling you, it's so good. Do it now. I'm so serious. Don't play with me. Next time you go to the store, get you a honey bun. And some peanut butter. And something chocolatey. Hershey's bar, Snickers bar. I'm telling you, I might even make a whole mukbang and call it the... because I don't like to, like... I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff and be like, oh, like, you know, I couldn't make like an old prison tick mukbang. Like, you don't joke about like stuff like that. Like, I don't really, it's not funny to me, and I don't want to call it that. But, you know, I could call it a hood meal, because you know, hood meals is what they are. Let me get these beignets in, man. I'm still mad, but overall it was a W. But yes, try that. Put the I'm telling you, true, put it. I've done these beignets review already. I'm not. Okay, the last time I got these, there was like 8 pounds of powdered sugar. This has not got a lot of powdered sugar on it. It's still got enough. But if you ain't had these, they're super cracked. Oh. You know, a lot of times things say that there are Hershey's chocolate in something, you know, and you can't really, like, this is like they took an entire Hershey's bar and put it inside of a beignet. I'm telling you, I did a review on these. Most of the people I know liked them. There's a few people I know that didn't. They said it tasted like like chicken grease or something. Like they fried it in the same oil. I haven't run into that. I have had a few people tell me that. But everybody that put on these, they said were dope. I think they're good. They're cracked. I only got 3, and I immediately regret only getting 3. That's how I'm eating this. I can't believe I didn't get that. I'm gonna just do like a quick review probably, just to get the fish sandwich up, because that's why I went here. It was still a W, but I'm gonna sign off with this, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little, but if you made it this far, thank y'all for coming and chilling with me. Let me eat my sorrows away. Look at the inside. Look at that. That's cracked. Oh, man. Yeah. That's fire. Anyway, $17 meal, ate like a king. Pun intended. It's been your boy King Shrats. We will be back. What's tomorrow? I never know, bro. Tomorrow's what? Thursday? It'll be Friday when y'all see this. Tomorrow for me is Thursday. We have content? We have content. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs have made it to YouTube.